Hey Sunrise, it's Andrew here with your small group questions as we dive into Genesis chapter 8 this week. So if you have your text, if you look at it, there's a lot of different things that we can begin to pick apart and look at and try to see what the Lord is going to teach us this week in our text. And the first thing, right as we come into this chapter, is the fact that God remembers Noah. So of course, the question that comes to mind, what does it mean that God remembers? Does it mean God can forget, or is it telling us something different? So what is the importance of that phrase in the text before us? What is it showing us? What is it teaching us? And as we work through this text, there's many different things that can come to mind. So just for a group discussion as an opportunity is, what are some things that stand out in the narrative, the very straightforward narrative section that we see in verses 1 to 15? So in this text, we see Noah sending out the raven, sending out the dove. What are some things that stand out, and what are those significance? What is it that hits you as important when reading these verses? And then through that, we then come to the fact of God speaks again. So God then speaks to Noah in the text and tells him he can go out of the ark, that him and his wife and all the animals. And in this, we see Noah's obedience once again. So the beauty of God speaking and Noah following. The importance of that for our text, which leads us to Noah then worshiping. So as we come to verse 20, we see that Noah worships God, makes an altar, produces sacrifices based on the clean animals. So what is the importance of worship in our text, and ultimately in what we've seen throughout our text, the role worship plays in living out the faith? And from that, we see worship leading to God's covenant, the blessing of God in this text on Noah and on the earth, not to destroy the earth again. So that's the last point of this question as we close up chapter 8. What do we learn about God, his character, his being in chapter 8? We open with him and we close with him in this chapter. So what are we learning about God and his role in the lives of his saints? So I hope you'll spend some time in the text, really dive into what the Lord's doing with his people in chapter 8. Even if those people are only a small handful, it is his people that he is working with. So spend some time in it. Spend some time hearing the sermon on Sunday. And then as we walk through this in small groups, great opportunity to unpack some of these truths even further. I can't wait to worship with you guys. See you soon.